Hey Raiders Nation, I gotta tell you, this news completely blew me away. And trust me, it's about to blow your mind too. We've got some huge updates that just dropped, and I'm here to break it all down for you. But before we dive into the details, if you bleed silver and black and truly love the Raiders, hit that like button right now and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We've got a lot to cover today, and you don't want to miss a thing, especially with everything going on with our team. So get ready, buckle up, because this is big news that could be a game changer for us this season. All right, let's be real for a second, Raiders fans. Things haven't exactly been smooth sailing lately. After two tough losses back to back, our record has dropped to 2-4. And honestly, that's not where any of us thought we'd be at this point in the season. It's been a rough ride, and we've definitely hit some bumps along the way. Injuries have been piling up, and it's showing in our performance, especially on defense. Last season, we had one of the top defenses in the league, and now we're struggling to get anywhere near that level. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There's still time to turn things around. And with a crucial game against the Rams coming up, this might just be our shot to get back on track. But man, we gotta step it up, and fast. So here's where things get interesting. This Sunday, we're going head-to-head with the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium, and let me tell you, this game is a big one. After two straight losses, this is pretty much a must-win for the Raiders if we want to stay in the playoff conversation. The Rams, well, they're not exactly having a dream season either. They're sitting at 1-4, and they're just as desperate for a win as we are. That makes them dangerous. Plus, the Rams are coming off their bye week, which means they've had extra time to rest up and prepare for this matchup. And historically, their coach Sean McVay has a pretty solid record after a bye. He's 4-3 when coming back from a week off, so you know they're going to come out swinging. It's not going to be an easy ride for us. We're walking into a situation where both teams are fighting for survival, and that makes this game a potential turning point for both of our seasons. We gotta be ready. Now, if we're talking about why things have been so rough lately, we can't ignore the elephant in the room: injuries. Man, it's like we can't catch a break. Our defense, which was a top 5 unit last season, has been hit hard. We've got Max Crosby out there battling through injuries like a warrior, but even he's not 100%. Then you look at guys like Christian Wilkins, one of our big off-season signings, who's out for weeks. And don't even get me started on Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, and Marcus Epps. They're done for the season. And it's not just the defense either. Our offensive line is banged up, our receiving core is dealing with issues, and all of this adds up. It's no wonder we've struggled to replicate the success we had last year. The injuries have taken a toll, and it's showing on the field. Every week feels like a new challenge, just trying to keep guys healthy and fill in the gaps. This Rams game isn't just tough because of the matchup. It's tough because we're not even at full strength. But hey, no excuses. We gotta fight through this and get the job done. All right, now here's where things get a little more interesting. With all the injuries we've been dealing with, the Raiders had no choice but to make some moves to strengthen the roster. And one of those moves is bringing in Blake Lynch, a former linebacker from Baylor. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who's Blake Lynch? But don't sleep on this guy. He's athletic, fast, and versatile. He's known for being able to defend both the run and the pass, which is exactly what we need right now. He's starting off on the practice squad, but with how banged up our defense is, don't be surprised if you see him stepping up sooner rather than later. The coaching staff is definitely looking at him as a potential backup who could jump in when we need him. And trust me, with Divine Dablo coming back from injury and Tommy Eichenberg sidelined, we need all the help we can get. If Lynch gets his shot, this is his chance to prove himself and show that he can make an impact. And who knows, maybe he's exactly the spark our defense needs to get back to that dominant form we had last season. Raiders fans, keep an eye on this guy. Let's not forget, we're up against a Rams team that's got some serious playmakers on offense. And leading the charge is none other than veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford. This guy is no joke. He's one of those quarterbacks that can make magic happen even when things look rough. Stafford can throw from just about any angle, pull off no-look passes, and somehow squeeze the ball into impossible spots. If we don't put pressure on him, he's going to make life miserable for our defense. But it doesn't stop with Stafford. The Rams have some serious weapons. Kyren Williams, their running back, is a tough physical player. He's not the kind of guy who goes down easily, and if we let him get going, it's going to be a long day for our defense. And then there's their receivers. The Rams have explosive playmakers who can turn a short pass into a big gain in the blink of an eye. They've got speed, they've got skill, and they've got the ability to put up points fast. We've got to be on our toes the entire game because this Rams offense can strike at any moment. Shutting down Stafford is priority number one. But we can't forget about the rest of their offensive weapons. It's going to take a total team effort to keep these guys in check. Both teams are desperate for a win, but for us, this could be the game that turns the season around or sinks us even further. The Rams aren't in much better shape at 1-4, but that doesn't mean they're going to roll over. They're coming off a bye week, they're rested, and they're going to be throwing everything they've got at us. A win for either team is a lifeline, but we've got to treat this like a playoff game because, honestly, that's what it feels like. The stakes couldn't be higher. If we can pull off a win, we get some momentum back, and maybe, just maybe, we can get this season turned around. But if we lose, it's going to be a long road ahead. This is where champions are made, and we've got to show up, play hard, and leave everything on the field. So how do we actually pull off this must-win game against the Rams? It's pretty simple. We've got to get after Matthew Stafford. If we don't put pressure on him, we're asking for trouble. Stafford's one of those quarterbacks that thrives when he's got time to sit back and pick apart a defense. We can't let that happen. Our defensive line needs to bring the heat, collapse the pocket, and force him into uncomfortable throws. Get in his face, disrupt his rhythm, and make him throw on the run. But it's not just about Stafford. We've got to shut down their run game too. Kyren Williams is a physical runner, and if we let him get going, it's going to open up the passing lanes for Stafford. We need to stack the box, wrap up, and make sure we're not letting him break off big gains. The key here is making the Rams one-dimensional. Force them to rely on Stafford and take away the ground game. On offense, we've got to protect our quarterback and give him time to make plays. Our O-line's been dealing with injuries, but they've got to step up and keep the pressure off. We need to establish the run ourselves to open up play action, and when the opportunities are there, we've got to take our shots down the field. Bottom line, this game is going to be won in the trenches. If we win the battle up front on both sides of the ball, we can walk out of Sophie Stadium with the W. And hey, this is a good warm-up for what's coming later in the season, because we've got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs looming, and if we can't handle Stafford, we've got bigger problems down the line. So Raiders Nation, what do you think? Can we put enough pressure on Matthew Stafford to shut him down and turn this game in our favor? Do you think Blake Lynch will step up and make a difference for our defense? I want to hear from you guys. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, smash that like button if you're excited for Sunday's game and think the Raiders can turn things around. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, so you never miss any of the latest Raiders news and updates. Raiders fans, that's all I've got for you today. But I'll be back later with more updates as we get closer to game day. Keep it locked here in All Things Raiders, and let's hope this is the game that sparks a comeback. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go Raiders!